right, this is it. It's your final chance. It's your last look. We're not doing another presentation because it's been extremely popular today. We're down to under 1,000 remaining for this airing. And guys, whether you're absolute beginner or immediate or advanced, or you've thought, gosh, I really wish I could sew, I really want you to pay attention for the next few minutes because I am beyond impressed with how awesome this machine is. What it offers you is a price that is absolutely unheard of. It's less than $170. We have 4 or 5 flex pays on it, and on top of that, remember, it's $7.50 to ship your entire crafting order today. So you can order it. It could be free if you shopped early like me, or that's gonna cause everything else to be free shipping in crafts for the rest of today. Last look, final chance, computerized, huge amount of features you only get in very expensive machines that are out there, and we are $90 off retail. All right, Miss Jennifer Tryon rejoins me tonight. We started the day off. We're ending the day together. And I gotta tell you, the people online are going crazy.
They love it.
At how much this machine could do for such a little price.
And do you see the decorative stitches that I'm doing here? This is just a few of the 30 stitches that are here. I'm gonna press that stitch, the lock stitch button. That means it's gonna finish that decorative stitch and not leave me hanging partway through a stitch. That's just one of the many features of the Janome little C30 machine. Look at those decorative stitches, and then hey, you could go ahead and do it like something really cool and put it on the front of your little zip pouch. You know what I mean? Really cute little projects, but you wanna know what? Don't be fooled. This little pouch is little, but this is an all metal machine. It's gonna go from little pouch to big, huge drapes.
Wow.
No problem. I'm telling you, the Janome sewing machines, even though this is a small little footprint at just 11 pounds, perfect for taking to the cottage or to the guild or traveling with it, or if you just have a small craft space, it fits in nicely, but it can do these big
like
custom
bring it projects.
Projects, exactly. So if you're doing something like even taking store-bought drapes, like these have this nice pink color, but I put a full blackout panel behind them. So, right? I know you're looking at the size of these because you're like, geez, that's a lot to bring. But I wanna show you, even though all it is straight stitching, it can handle the heft of the drapes. No problem at all. Get your material underneath, and what we're talking about is straight stitching. Drapes is one of the #1 things people want to sew. So let's just go through how we would get to that straight stitch, because you saw those decorative stitches there. And it's all in the hub of the operation.
It's computerized.
It's totally computerized, and that's nothing to fear. Maybe you're used to a machine that had the knobs on it, and you might think, oh, I'm a beginner, or oh, I only sew every so often. I don't need all that. I'm not good enough of a sewer to warrant all of that computerization. Actually, it's the computerization that really helps you become a better sewer. Let me show you why. So if I toggle over, you can see all of the 30 stitches here. You've got all of your basic stitches like the straight and zigzags and things like that. Then you've got all your hemming stitches like blind hem, if you're wanting to hem your drapes, hem your skirts, buttonholes, applique stitches, and then those decorative stitches. So if I go to the stitch number, I just have to toggle to the stitch that I want. So if I want a straight stitch, just be at stitch 1. And then when I go down to the stitch width and the stitch length, the machine has actually chosen the optimal stitch width and stitch length for me.
That's great.
The machine with the knobs is not going to do that.
Where should this be?
You've got to guess on where that's going to be. Now take a look here. All of that blackout, heavy, heavy, heavy. You don't see me right up here pushing it through. No, as long as I'm supporting the weight, the feed dogs on this little machine are superior. It's a 5-point feed dog system. That means it's gonna pull this big, heavy curtain through the machine, no problem at all. And my hands are actually nowhere near. Awesome. So many times I give people sewing lessons and they're like, and I was like, not on a Janome. You don't have to do that anymore. You can sit back. And all the machine really does is goes straight. Even if it's doing a fancy stitch, it knows how to feed that fabric in. It's got let's just show you the feed dogs under there. So when I lift up the presser foot, you're gonna be able to see these teeth right under, I'll take the presser foot right off so you can see them. Those teeth there, this is what you're looking for in a high quality machine. Look at the lift on those teeth. You can see it going back and forth. That's why, see that big middle part there? That's not on every machine, Suzanne.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes they're a
That's why
little
it'll
skinny.
slip. It'll slip too much.
That's why you think you can't sew straight on other machines. That's why this one from Janome is going to be superior.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through all the high-end features that you only find in much more expensive machines. You don't have to demo them all.
Let's do it.
I just want you to nail them real quick if you don't mind.
The drop-in bobbin is #1 and then the needle threader. So let's do those two for sure. So the drop-in bobbin, you see I took off the little cap. In goes the bobbin. Gone are the days where you're putting the bobbin in that metal casing that's underneath. That's tough to thread. Here, you drop it in. As long as your bobbin looks like a lowercase letter P, it drops right in, and there's a little arrow exactly where you put the thread, and there it goes. The other amazing feature is I'm gonna unthread this right now.
This is one of the biggest, this one sold me.
I'm gonna pull down that automatic needle threader. Yes, and all you have to do is loop it around, and there's and it pulls it right through, and do you see what happened there? That loop just went through, and then all you need to do is pull. Instead of try to get out your cheater glasses or the magnification, and then it drives home how old your eyes are.
Well, also too, I'm always licking the bottom of that thread like this, trying to get it pointy to get inside there, and I can't see it for diddly squat
And
nowadays.
then another high-end feature you want to know, Suzanne, is now we've got the bobbin thread down here, we've got the top thread, that needle up down button. Watch what happens down here when I press it. So I press the needle up down goes the needle. Let's bring it back up. And it grabbed, did you see that? It grabbed that bottom thread and pulled it right up. So now we're ready to sew. You didn't have to hand wheel anything and make sure it got up and get a tangle. It's all automated.
Okay, and I have to tell you, again, that's why I asked Jenna to go through the list of it. There's so many, the fact it's computerized is amazing for $170. You'd expect the dial, you expect 100% plastic parts on the inside. This is all metal on the inside. You would not expect an automatic needle threader. You know that if you've shopped for sewing machines. You would not expect that bobbin to come up that easily and to be set that easily. Again, at this price point, you would not get 30 computerized stitches. This takes all the fear out of sewing. This is why if you want to use our 5 Flex, it's $33 and some change. You pay it off in 5 months, use a major credit card. Get this at home. Now you'll be able to do all those projects and you won't be afraid. My machine is rather intimidating. I always say I'm the queen of the straight stitch. That's all I know how to do. And I don't do that well. What this does, it's going to give you such consistency and accuracy that you will try a decorative stitch.
Why not?
And I do want to show this because I think it's absolutely adorable. How many of you just pure paper? Do you have the one you did last night that was so cute too?
The heart, yes.
If you're just a pure paper crafter, you're going to take this machine and start by doing these decorative stitches, adding vellum. I love this. Taking paper on paper. Look at that. That's almost just freehanding stitching right there.
Just going stitching
Look at this cake with fabric on the front of the cake. Look at how she's done this cake. Again, paper or fabric. Vellum stitching on it is fun to do. Look at this. You use actually a gold thread to do these really cool, funky pumpkins. How cute is this? The bottom of the tree with a zigzag stitch. And that's just paper right there with stitching around it. It adds a folksy texture to it. It makes your cards, your scrapbook pages, all that paper project we love to do so much more fun. But now you're not going to be intimidated to not just to start with that, but also then to go to those tougher things we thought we couldn't do. It's easy now.
And look at everything you're getting. Again, that drop-in bobbin. And you know, Suzanne, that clear bobbin case that covers it up allows you to see how much thread is left in the bobbin. That's so, so critical, so you're not sewing with no thread. Janome's thought of these things. The automatic needle threader. You're coming with the craft foot, the zigzag foot, the zipper foot, the buttonhole foot. You know, and you may be thinking, well, I don't know how to use any of those things. But I gotta tell you something, Janome's done something for us here and for you at home. Because when you get this machine home, what Janome has done is they've made you a little landing page online. So you go to janome.com/C30, that's this machine, and look what they've got here for you. You don't have to go look on YouTube to figure out how to, there's your machine right there. How to wind the bobbin, look at that. How to thread the C30, exactly what you need to know. How to do the buttonhole, of course. Here's like how you operate the needle threader, all of the things that comes with the machine and what you use them for. All of those stitches that we have on the front of the machine, what are they and what do they do? And what all of the buttons mean. So if you kind of get your machine home and go, what'd she say that day that I saw her on TV?
I know it does something.
I really loved her little zip pouch, but how did she do it?
Right.
You can go here and not be wasting your precious crafting time searching up tutorials and watching somebody thread a machine that isn't your own. This is why Janome has created this, so that you can get this home and get creating right away.
Now I want you guys to come over here too, because I love it. You did pillowcases with a hidden zipper on this. She actually demoed that last night, easy as can be. I love the little toys, they're so popular. Look at this gorgeous quilt, like so pretty.
Look at this.
Wow.
You know, if you love scrapbooking and you love card making and you love the feeling it gives you when you give a handmade card to someone, wait until you give them a quilt. This is an heirloom. It lasts a lifetime. And I mean, people covet getting a quilt, and they pay thousands of dollars for them. But I can tell you, this is about 4 yards of fabric right here.
Wow.
And it's just straight stitching, and we can do it on our little machine. Want to show you?
Well, and I love the floppy hat. I love the zippy tote. This is one of my favorite things to do, because again, even this project, you go, oh, it's so advanced, I couldn't do it. It's straight stitching, but you have to have the right machine to be able to do it and do it accurately. And that's what computerized machines do, is they give you a lot more accuracy and consistency. This is actually a really easy, fun project. You can make totes for the kids for the summertime, make a bunch of totes. I love taking my iron-on from my Cricut vinyl and ironing on monograms on it.
Love it.
Making totes like this and being able to do gifts for the bridesmaids or the guests who are coming to a wedding. Now you're empowered to do all of this. I think, and I've got to tell you, I've sold a gazillion sewing machines here at HSN. Janome is one of the world's very, very best. They make great product. They have great customer service. They're proud of what they do. They're known throughout the world. We've never, ever offered a machine so feature rich at such an inexpensive price. When I saw 170, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I thought it was a payment.
Oh, that's fine.
I did. I thought
That's
it was
really
a payment.
funny. You're right.
I thought it was a payment.
And typically, this is going to be $259.99 at retail, which is a great price to begin with. Now we're at the lowest price you're going to find it. And by the way, there's not a better deal for this machine anywhere else than here at HSN. And this is the last and final chance.
And you know, I've been on air with sewing machines for years too. And what I know happens is people watch all day and they think, oh gosh, I've been wanting to get back into sewing for years. I'd love to make a little doggy bandana and hem my own pants and do all the cute projects, but also fix the patio furniture and the boat cover and all that. But am I gonna do it? What should I do? And they watch all day and they watch for the final demos. And then I'm telling you, I've seen it time and time again in the final airing, whoosh, they all go out the window. So if you're sitting on the fence, I'm gonna give you a heads up right now. This is what happens every single time we have a good deal on a machine. People wait and then they go for it right at the end.
And it's just a great deal. Like, and I hope you really, if you've watched me for years here, you know, I just am absolutely so pleased at how very affordable a super advanced machine is. You can't normally touch a computerized machine at $169.95.
I know. And look at this. I'm gonna applique here, Suzanne. Applique is sort of the art of sticking something onto something else and applying it there. So I've just chosen one of the applique stitches, stitch number 18, and I can make it bigger or smaller if I want by choosing, but it's already chosen the optimal stitch width for applique. And then all I need to do is follow my little H there on my little dog bandana. And then I get that really homespun blanket stitch right along the edge. And you can see it's going and taking curves. It's going along the edge. Look at that super cute stitch.
That blanket stitch is adorable.
The blanket stitch is, you know what I mean? If you want to make something feel cozy and homey, add the blanket stitch.
And you know, doing it by hand takes forever. I've done hand blanket stitching, and it takes forever.
Yeah.
Let the machine do it. And you can have fun with the colors and all the yarns that you can pick out there, or all the thread that you can find out there. You're gonna have a ball with this.
Love it.
I also wanted you to show this.
The leash.
Only because, and we don't have to demo it, just I want you to talk about thickness and heavy duty.
So we've been doing like little doggy bandanas, and this leash we did last night too. And so I put some cute doggy fabric on the front, but you know, you have to be able to double this over and double it over again. And it needs to be strong enough so that when the dog pulls, I have a big golden doodle, when Honey pulls, you react, and your leash has got to be, you know, strong. So when you need a strong stitch, I'm going to show you one of the heavy duty stitches here, and it's called triple stitch. It's number 5. So I'm going to toggle to number 5, and what number 5 triple stitch does is it puts 3 stitches over top of every one. So 3 stitches, like one on top of the next. And so what happens is,
and you're going through fabric and leash material.
Well, I'm going through the 2 fabrics and 2 webbings here.
Wow.
No problem.
Wow.
And I'm doing it 3 times in a row, triple stitch. So now when it comes off the machine, the little knife's right at the side, it's got that triple stitch. It almost looks like just a line of thread because it's so reinforced. And so when you're walking your dog, you don't have to worry about anything. It's super, super strong. The other thing I wanted to show you, Suzanne, talk about strong, is you didn't see this last night.
What,
I've been working on this leather tote.
Oh my gosh, it's almost as good as leather.
It is honestly, I bought the hide because I was making these for my sisters, and we were just at the point where I need to box off the sleeves, or at the corners.
Yeah.
And this is where you know something will earn its money.
Okay,
because,
now this is impressive.
Because we've got not just the genuine leather, we've also got this seam. Okay, we're gonna do this live.
Okay.
But it's gonna show you.
This is actually making me a little nervous, believe it or not.
No, I know it can do it because it's a Janome. It's all metal on the inside.
Okay.
So I want to go off triple stitch, and I'm going to go to straight stitch. So I'm going to just toggle down to 1. Let's make our stitch a little longer because this is pretty thick. Okay.
Okay.
Let's put our presser foot down so it can move. And you can see this. Now we're getting to the big bulky part.
Wow.
And back stitch because we want to tie that in. So if you thought this was just for, you know, fun, that's a quadruple layer of leather there because there's 2 seams here and 2 seams there. A nice, beautiful, white, supple
you are
leather
a nice
bag.
sister, making homemade bags with monograms on them to boot.
Isn't that cute?
All right, Jen, we got to let you go. Thank you for an awesome
it's
day.
been wonderful.
It's always good to have you with us.
It's been
All right, do stay right there. Remember, this is your last chance. It's the final airing. We will not be airing it again today. I've got a couple hundred left. Please don't miss out because the price ends at midnight. We're only a couple hours away from that. And this price will go up to $229.95. We're at under $170. I just think that is so fantastic. And you're getting a Janome, and you're getting all those really high-end features you normally wouldn't get in a machine at that price point. It's a phenomenal price. Great value. All right, we're going to move on because we have another item that is a Today Special. Now, if you tuned in at midnight or throughout the day, we've all been telling you there are 20 Today Specials, which means they all end